Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support.
Welcome back from Fox News. Milley, McKenzie say they recommended 2,500 troops stay in Afghanistan after Biden claims he was never told. Okay. Well, this deserves at least this. Milley defended phone calls where he reportedly said he would warn China of a U.S. attack, saying his load of the U.S. is absolute. Now, I'm more interested in this article concerning why no troops were left. We have troops all over the world. Let's tell the truth here. Lots of bases, especially Japan, South Korea. It would be nothing to leave 2,000-3,000 there. It'd be a small contingency, actually, for us. And that should have been done. Let's read on. Top military officials on Tuesday testified that they assessed the U.S. should remain a presence of at least 2,500 troops in Afghanistan, with Defense Secretary Austin admitting that their input was received by President Biden, despite Biden's claim to the contrary. Received how? See, that's why I don't trust these slippery political types. Received how? Through a memo? In an in-person meeting? Through somebody else? Through somebody else? Through somebody else? Through somebody else? Doesn't say. Austin, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, and head of the U.S. Central Command, General McKenzie, appeared before the Senate Armed Services Committee Tuesday for a public hearing on the Biden administration's attack military withdrawal from Afghanistan. And they both recommended the president. Now, this is a really long article. I'm not going to go through all of it. This is just make the video too long. So as I scroll through it and you want to stop the video, go ahead and read it. I won't share my personal recommendations as the president, but I will give you my honest opinion, and my honest opinion and views shape my recommendation. What the hell does that mean? And I recommended that we maintain 2,500 troops. All right, he's saying that I want to maintain 2,500 troops, but I'm not going to tell you how I came to that conclusion. All right, fine, whatever. McKenzie stated made a similar recommendation in the fall of 2020 under the Trump administration, which also had intentions to withdraw all U.S. troops from Afghanistan, saying at the time he recommended the U.S. maintain at least 4,000. I also had a view that the withdrawal of these forces will lead inevitably to the collapse of the Afghan military forces and eventually the Afghan government, McKenzie testified. Milley was also pressed on a matter, saying that while he would not share his personal recommendations as the president, his assessment was back in the fall of 2020 and remained consistent throughout. They should keep a steady state of 2,500, and it could bounce to maybe 3,500, maybe something like that, in order to move toward a negotiated solution. Okay. Biden and the White House officials have repeatedly said that no military leaders advised them to leave a small military presence behind, with the president himself telling ABC News in August that no one recommended a 2,500 troop presence that he could recall. You know, the state mentally President Biden is in with dementia. I mean, let's tell the truth here. It's seeping in. Albeit he has it, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But even if no one from the military said to Biden about leaving troops behind, any normal person, any rational person would ask, if I was president, any of the military leaders, so you're saying leave no one behind? You don't think a contingency left behind would be proper like we do in other countries? Don't ask? Since they didn't volunteer, I didn't ask? Unbelievable. Their input was received by the president and considered by the president for sure, Austin said. So he's saying he knew it. He's saying they told Biden, we got to leave a contingency behind. We have to. And I'm not going to go through every single detail here. It's a long article. You know, it's unbelievable what he did. It's just amazing to me because, like Harry Truman had on his desk, the buck stops here. The buck stops here. Unbelievable. And it was a big deal getting all those people out. But they made it so difficult, and then those poor 13 were killed and over 150 civilians. Since the withdrawal, us and top military leaders have admitted that without troops on the ground in Afghanistan, it will no question be more difficult to identify and counter terrorist threats from the region. No kidding, do you think? Do you think? Ugh, unbelievable. Separately, Milley defended his phone calls with China. I really don't want to go into that right now. I just want to talk about the withdrawal. Who knew what when? And it's about Milley, and he says what he did was proper. But we have to go back to the original premise here. And that original premise, Milley, McKenzie say they recommended 2,500 troops. And there it is. Stay in Afghanistan after Biden claims he was never told. So someone is not telling the truth. My gut feeling is Biden was told, and he either blew it out because he wanted a disaster for whatever reason we can go into at another time, or frankly, his people who are really running him talked him out of it. I just can't come to any other conclusion because the only other conclusion, if it isn't any of those two, is the fact that he just couldn't process it in his brain properly. I mean, that's the only other alternative. To leave absolutely zero presence after 20 years is just amazing to me. Absolutely amazing to me. I'll never understand. I'll never understand why they did it that way and why President Biden ordered it that way. To leave all that equipment and just leave the airport. I mean, the Afghan officers in the Air Force woke up one morning and the Americans were just gone. It's the damnedest thing. It's crazy. Why in the world would they want to do it that way? Is it really the tinfoil hat theory that everybody in the Biden administration is out to destroy the United States? Maybe it's not a tinfoil hat theory. I say that tongue in cheek, of course. Maybe it's not. Or they want to transform the U.S. into something else. That rings true of a Barack Obama speech. I don't know. I don't know why they would do this on purpose. I really and truly don't. But God knows what can happen. We got another 3 years and change to go with this administration. Whether it's Biden or not, it's going to be the same administration. We're going to have Kamala Harris as president of the United States. I don't know. I really don't. We'll see what happens, but this looks like he said, she said stuff. I don't know what to make of any of it. Until the next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.